$24,000 appeared in my account at 3:47 a.m. on a Monday. I didn't know it yet, but that deposit would cost me everything. My job, my reputation, my entire life. By noon, I'd be escorted out of my office in handcuffs. But what my ex didn't know, what none of them knew, was that I'd been recording everything. Every conversation, every lie, every move they made. They thought they were framing me. They had no idea I was building their coffin. It started 3 weeks earlier. I was reviewing Shopilot's quarterly reports at Trent's kitchen table when I found the payments. Irregular transfers. Small amounts. Routed through accounts I'd never seen before. When Trent walked in with takeout, I showed him. What are these? He barely glanced. Contractor fees. Why? They're not in the approved budget. Zoe, you're exhausted. You've been working 60-hour weeks. Maybe you're missing something. Missing something. Like I was the problem. I'm not missing anything, Trent. He sighed. You're stressed. Let's take a break from this. A break from asking questions about his company. 2 days later, he broke up with me. And on Monday, $24,000 appeared. The deposit hit while I slept. Sender, Apex Solutions LLC. I'd never heard of them. Never worked with them. I called my bank immediately. Can you reverse this? Not without sender authorization. My hands shook as I hung up. Someone had deliberately sent me money. And I had no idea why. That afternoon, I was presenting our new client dashboard to the board. 6 months of work. My biggest project. I arrived early, set everything up, ran through the demo twice. Perfect. At 2 p.m., the board filed in. I started my presentation. 5 minutes in, the screen went black. My laptop crashed. Completely. Give me 1 second. I rebooted. Tried again. Nothing. The CTO, Aaron, stepped forward. Let me check. He took my laptop. Typed. Frowned. Zoe, come with me. We walked to a conference room. HR was waiting. My stomach dropped. We received an anonymous complaint about financial irregularities tied to your account. They showed me a screenshot. My bank account. The $24,000 deposit. Can you explain this? I don't know where it came from. I was going to report. You're suspended. Effective immediately. They escorted me out. Just like that, everything I'd built was gone. I went straight to the bank. The manager pulled up the transfer records. The Origin account was a shell company with no physical address. Can I see security footage? It'll take a few days. I waited 3 hours until they pulled the video. The footage showed a figure in a mask and hoodie using an ATM to authorize the wire. No face. No identifying features. Someone had set this up deliberately. My phone buzzed. My mom. Zoe, honey, I just saw on Facebook, Trent's engaged. Can you believe it? My heart stopped. What? To Isabella Hollowell. Rick Hollowell's niece. Isn't that your investor? Rick Hollowell. Trent's mentor. The venture capitalist who'd backed Shopilot from the beginning. Trent was engaged to his niece. 2 weeks after dumping me. This wasn't random. This was planned. As I left the bank, a cleaner mopping the floor looked up. She whispered, "Ma'am, you can't fight this from inside." I stopped. What? But she was already gone, pushing her cart down the hall. That phrase echoed in my head all night. The next morning, I ordered a rideshare. The driver was middle-aged with kind eyes. "Rough morning?" he asked. "Something like that." He was quiet. Then, that phrase you were muttering, "Can't fight this from inside," that's old newsroom code. I looked up. What? Journalists used to say it. Meant the story was being controlled from within. You had to go outside the system. How do you know that? I'm Marcus Dean. Used to be an investigative reporter for the Atlanta Tribune. Until I exposed Rick Hollowell. My pulse quickened. Rick Hollowell? Your ex's mentor. I wrote about offshore accounts tied to his venture fund. 3 days later, I was fired. Blacklisted. He pulled over. Turned around. If Rick's involved, you're not dealing with a simple frame job. You're dealing with someone who makes problems disappear. Why are you telling me this? Because I tried to fight him from inside. I lost everything. But maybe you don't have to. He handed me a card. Just a phone number. If you want to know what you're really up against, call me. I called Marcus that night. We met at a copy shop in a strip mall. He brought a laptop and a box full of printed articles, old blog posts, and financial records. This is everything before they scrubbed it. I flipped through. Shell companies. Offshore accounts. Invoices. And there, Shop Pilot. Your ex's company has been funneling money through the same network I exposed 5 years ago, Marcus said. Small amounts. Untraceable. Classic laundering. Why frame me? Because you found it. And someone panicked. He opened a voice memo on his phone. Trent's voice, I'm sorry for what's about to happen. I know it's not right. But Rick says it's the only way to protect the company. I'm sorry, Zoe. The recording was dated 2 days before I found the payments. He'd known. He'd known what they were going to do to me. And he'd let it happen anyway. I needed help. Real help. I called my Aunt Brenda. Her kitchen was full of women. Drinking coffee. Folding napkins. Charging phones. Baby girl, Brenda said, pulling me into a hug. I heard. Sit. I told them everything. The women listened. Then they started talking. My cousin cleans offices downtown, including Rick Hollowell's building. I work at the courthouse. I can look for patterns. I do hair. Rich women talk. I listen. Brenda smiled. See? You're not alone. We've been helping women fight men like this for years. She poured me tea. Now, what do you need? Everything about Rick Hollowell. Where he goes. Who he talks to. What he's hiding. One woman spoke up. I clean his private office. Thursday nights. My heart pounded. Can you get me in? She smiled. Honey, I can do better. I can tell you where he keeps his secrets. 2 days later, I met Kayla Lynn, a QA engineer I'd worked with. Brilliant with code, terrible with people. Marcus had suggested her. We met at a coffee shop. She barely looked at me, fingers flying over her keyboard. I pulled Shop Pilot's system logs. Found something weird. She turned the screen. Lines of code. Someone accessed your employee account 3 weeks ago. Changed permissions. Added payment authorizations. Who? The login was from an external IP. Masked through a VPN. Can you trace it? Already did. She clicked. The original access point? An email registered to Detective Eric Thomas. Atlanta PD. Cybercrime Division. My blood went cold. A cop. Not just any cop. 10 years investigating financial fraud. Spotless record. Too spotless. Exactly. No complaints. No controversies. In 10 years. That's not normal. She pulled up another file. And he's accessed Shop Pilot servers 17 times in 6 months. No warrant. No official case. Why would a detective help them? Kayla looked at me directly for the first time. Because he's on their payroll. I needed to go public. Carefully. Marcus suggested Eli Matthews, a former investigative podcaster who'd been disgraced for refusing to name a source. He's rebuilding his reputation. And he hates Rick Hollowell. We met in a parking garage. Eli was younger than I expected, recording everything on his phone. I'll help. But I need editorial control. No, I said. This is my story. You can help, but you don't control it. He looked frustrated. Then what do you want? I handed him a USB drive. Bank transfer records. Payments from Rick Hollowell's personal account to a shell company. Then to my account. How did you get this? Doesn't matter. Can you verify it? He checked the metadata. Cross-referenced account numbers. This is real. Then publish it. Anonymously. Just the transactions. Let people start asking questions. He smiled slowly. You're smarter than I thought. Everyone underestimates me, I said. That's their first mistake. Sunday dinner with my parents was painful. My mom kept changing the subject. My dad looked disappointed. You should move on, he said. Find a new job. Stop digging. They ruined my career. You're making it worse by fighting. You look bitter. My mom touched my hand. People are talking online. Maybe it's time to let it go. I pulled out my phone. Played Trent's voice memo. The apology. The admission. They listened in silence. When it ended, my dad's face hardened. Who else has heard this? Just us. And Marcus. Keep it that way. For now. He looked at me seriously. But Zoe, if you're going to fight this, you better be ready for war. My mom wiped her eyes. I'm posting a prayer request. I almost laughed. But then I realized, she meant it. Her entire church network would hear about this. Word would spread. And sometimes, spreading word was its own weapon. 3 weeks in, I got a break. Brenda's cleaning crew had been gathering intel. One woman, Isabella's personal assistant, mentioned a fingerprint-locked safe in Rick's office. She opened it once. Used her thumb. I saw drives inside. Labeled with Bible verses. Isabella. Rick's niece. Trent's new fiancée. If her thumbprint unlocked Rick's safe, she had access to everything. I needed to meet her. Marcus arranged it. There was a charity gala Friday. Rick was being honored. Isabella would be there. I bought a ticket using a fake name. Wore a simple dress. Stayed near the bar. Isabella was stunning. Confident. Surrounded by people. I waited until she stepped away for a drink. You're Isabella Hollowell, right? She looked at me, sizing me up. Yes. And you are? Nobody important. Just wanted to say I loved your Instagram post about transparency in tech. She smiled. Thank you. It's important to me. Must be hard, being related to someone so powerful. People probably assume you ride his coattails. Her smile tightened. People assume a lot. I nodded. I get that. I used to work in tech. Got burned. Now I'm trying to figure out who to trust. She studied me. What's your name? Maya, I lied. Trust is earned, Maya. Not given. She walked away. But 2 days later, she followed me on Instagram. Kayla found something else. I traced those irregular payments. Most vendors check out. But one doesn't. She pulled up an invoice. Phantom vendor. Deliveries that never happened. Payments to an email that routes through a diner's Wi-Fi in East Atlanta. A diner. Yeah. Owned by Rick's sister. Has been for 20 years. I stared at the screen. They're using a diner to create fake invoices. Laundering money through Shop Pilot. And making it look legitimate. Until you started asking questions. We need proof. Something physical. Kayla nodded. I have an idea. Brenda came through. She booked a catering job at Rick's office. Private event. Late night. You're coming as my assistant. I wore a catering uniform. Carried trays. Kept my head down. While Brenda's crew set up, I slipped away. Rick's office was at the end of the hall. The door was locked, but Brenda had given me a copied key. Inside, pristine. Expensive art. Floor-to-ceiling windows. In the corner, a small safe. Fingerprint locked. I couldn't open it. Not yet. But I placed a tiny recording device under his desk. Voice activated. 20-hour battery. 3 days later, Kayla played me the recording. Trent, Rick, we have a problem. She's not going away. Rick, she will. We have enough on her. If she pushes, we'll push harder. What if she finds the invoices? She won't. And if she does, we'll handle it. I didn't want it to go this far. You wanted the money, Trent. I gave you the money. Now you live with the cost. Then quietly, I'm the one who forged her signature. Not you. Remember that. We had him. On tape. Admitting to forgery. Marcus looked at me. Is this enough? It's a start. Detective Thomas had been quiet. Too quiet. I found him at a coffee shop near the precinct. Sat down without asking. I know you accessed Shop Pilot servers. 17 times. No warrant. He sipped his coffee. Said nothing. I know you're involved. And I know you're not doing this for free. He set down his cup. You're making a mistake. Am I? You don't know who you're dealing with. Rick Hollowell. Venture capitalist. Philanthropist. Crook. He leaned forward. He's more than that. He's connected. To people who can make you disappear. Then why are you warning me? He slid a folded paper across the table. A note. Handwritten. I have 48 hours. Then run. I looked up. Why help me? Because I'm tired of watching good people get destroyed while men like him walk free. He stood. Check your email tomorrow. And don't contact me again. The next morning, an encrypted email arrived. Inside, a flash drive link. Labeled, Insurance. Eli published the first article. Small. Buried in a local blog. No names. Just facts. Anonymous financial records suggest Atlanta startup may be involved in offshore money laundering. Within hours, investors started calling. The board demanded answers. And my bank accounts froze. Not just mine. Marcus's. Kayla's. Brenda's. They were retaliating. I pawned my laptop. My phone. Bought a burner. Paid cash. It felt liberating. Like cutting dead weight. Marcus found me at Brenda's. They're moving faster than I thought. Good. Let them panic. Kayla had copied everything to offline drives. Multiple backups. They think freezing our accounts will stop us, I said. But we don't need money. We just need the truth. Brenda handed me tea. That's right, baby. And we've got plenty of truth. Detective Thomas sent the flash drive. Hundreds of files. Bribery records. Mortgage forgiveness. Tuition payments. Political donations. All traced to Rick Hollowell. He'd built a network. A favor economy. Judges. Lawyers. Cops. Journalists. People who owed him. And buried in the files, my old boss's name. Aaron. He'd accepted $30,000 in consulting fees from Rick's shell company. 2 months before my suspension. They'd bought him. I showed Marcus. This is bigger than me. Yeah, this is systemic. I started organizing. Creating a database. Linking names. Kayla wrote code to visualize it. A map. A web of corruption. And we kept it quiet. Hidden. Waiting. Because revenge isn't loud. It's patient. And I was building something they'd never see coming. Marcus found an old photo. A charity event. 10 years ago. Rick. Trent. And Marcus's old editor. Standing together. Smiling. I didn't know they knew each other, Marcus said. What does this mean? He looked at me. It means my editor didn't fire me because I was wrong. He fired me because Rick told him to. His voice cracked. I lost everything because I told the truth. And the man I trusted betrayed me. I touched his shoulder. Then let's make sure Rick loses everything too. Rick's PR team went on offense. Articles appeared. Blog posts. Social media threads. Bitter ex-employee makes false claims. Woman scorned seeks revenge. Memes appeared. My face. Mocked. It hurt. But Imani, my best friend, sat with me. Don't read the comments. They're manufactured. Then something worse appeared. A video. Of me. Confessing. I took the money. I was desperate. Except I'd never said those words. It was fake. A deep fake. And it was spreading everywhere. Kayla saved me. She analyzed the video frame by frame. The breathing pattern is off. Real humans have slight variations. This is too perfect. She built a detection tool. Free. Open source. Posted it online. Verify truth. Don't trust what you see. Within a day, it went viral. Thousands of downloads. People started finding fakes everywhere. And then something unexpected happened. Strangers started sending me evidence. Real evidence. Emails from pressured employees. Financial records from whistleblowers. Photos. Documents. Testimonies. A flood of truth. Because the deepfake had made people angry. Made them question everything. And Rick Hollowell's empire started cracking. We called it the dossier. Everything we had. Organized. Verified. Sourced. Brenda's network filtered tips. Marcus verified them. Eli narrated. Kayla built the interface. It grew fast. We found patterns. Judges who dismissed cases. Lawyers who'd buried evidence. OneDrive listed payoffs to 12 officials, including Eli's old producer. He sold me out, Eli said, for $20,000. They sell everyone out, I said. That's how they stay in power. But not anymore. Isabella came through. She sent a message, I have something you need. We met in a parking garage. She handed me a USB drive. This was in my uncle's safe. He doesn't know I copied it. Why are you doing this? Because Trent told me you were crazy. That you made everything up. But I saw the evidence. And I realized he lied. He's lying to you too. I know. Her voice broke. I'm not stupid. I took the drive. What's on it? Debts. Favors. Names. And proof that Rick planned to have you kidnapped. My blood went cold. There's an email. 3 weeks ago. He wanted you gone completely. Isabella touched my arm. I'm sorry. For what they did. I opened the drive that night. She wasn't lying. The email was there. Dated. Verified. Rick had wanted me disappeared. Now, I was going to disappear him instead. We launched the map. The favor map. Every name. Every connection. Every payoff. Visualized. Click on a name, see who they're connected to. How much they were paid. What cases they touched. Within hours, the site crashed. Too much traffic. Kayla added servers. When it came back, the numbers exploded. Neighbors gathered around laptops. Shared links. A hotline we'd set up crashed under incoming calls. People were angry. They wanted answers. And for the first time, they had them. Detective Thomas tried to arrest Rick. He had a case. A warrant. Backup. But the warrant was revoked mid-ride. Thomas called me. Someone higher up shut it down. Who? I don't know. But this goes deeper than I thought. Hours later, Eli published something new. A pre-recorded confession. Thomas. On camera. Naming names. Every official who'd taken money. Every buried case. He knew it would end his career. But he did it anyway. Sometimes the system is too broken to fix from inside. Sometimes you have to burn it down. The video went viral. By morning, 3 officials had resigned. Trent reached out. An email, I'll testify. I'll tell them everything. Just promise you'll protect me. I met him in a park. Public. Safe. He looked terrible. Thin. Scared. Rick's planning to pin everything on me. I was stupid. Desperate. But I didn't know he'd go this far. What do you mean? He was going to have you kidnapped. Actually kidnapped. He had people following you. My stomach turned. Why are you telling me now? Because I can't live with it anymore. His voice broke. I loved you, Zoe. But I loved money more. I looked at him. This man I'd trusted. If you testify, they'll destroy you. I know. But maybe that's what I deserve. I had a choice. Justice. Or revenge. I chose revenge. I'd use him to burn Rick's empire to ash. Rick's award gala was in 3 days. Black tie. Atlanta's elite. Celebrating his philanthropy. We had one shot. Kayla hacked the venue's A/V system. Marcus coordinated timing. Eli prepared the presentation. Isabella ensured we had building lockdown access. The night of the gala, everything was ready. Rick stood at the podium. Smiled. Thanked everyone. Then the screens changed. The favor map appeared. Massive. Undeniable. Names. Faces. Amounts. Connections. Rick's face went white. He tried to stop it. But Isabella had locked the doors remotely. No one could leave. For 20 minutes, Atlanta's most powerful people watched the truth. Every payoff. Every bribe. Every crime. And at the end, Trent. Testifying. On camera. Admitting everything. The room erupted. Rick tried to run. But the exits were blocked. Outside, live streamers recorded everything. By morning, the whole world knew. Rick fled. Tried to leave the country. He was caught at the airport. Live streamers surrounded him. Arrested on camera. In front of thousands. Trent entered witness protection. His life was over. Eli rebuilt his career. Started a new podcast. Detective Thomas resigned with dignity. People called him a hero. And me? I got a letter. No return address. Inside, a USB drive. Financial records from 15 years ago. My father's name. Accepting a consulting fee from Rick's company. $5,000. For a zoning approval. My father, who told me to let it go, had taken money from Rick. I could expose him. Add him to the map. Or delete it. Choose peace over revenge. I deleted it. Later that week, I sat at Aunt Brenda's table. Tea. Laptops. Laughter. Marcus. Kayla. Imani. Eli. We'd won. What's next? Imani asked. I smiled. Whatever we want. Because the woman they tried to erase had just rewritten the entire story. And this time, I controlled the ending.